Tonight in Sacramento at the state legislature, it is what's known as Suspense Day for hundreds of bills as lawmakers decide which bills will move on. Our Capitol correspondent Eitan Wallace shares which got the axe and which ones made the cut.
Well, indeed, it's been a busy day here at the state capitol. Several groups came here to make one final push to get the bills they're supporting to the finish line.
Big cheer.
Activists making their voices heard outside the state capitol, all to urge support for AB 270, also known as the California Fair Elections Act. The bill would allow voters to approve a plan for political campaigns to be publicly financed by taxpayer dollars.
Empower voters, not donors.
Public financing of campaigns allows us to get away from private money influencing decision making. And what we want, yay!
But opponents point out the bill will come at a cost to taxpayers, although the exact amount is still uncertain. The proposal is just one of some 830 bills that went before the Assembly and Senate Appropriations Committees on this day, known as Suspense Day, when the committees take up pieces of legislation that would require the state to spend at least $50,000 from the general fund or $150,000 from another special fund.
Holding committee.
In the end, the committee killed the campaign public financing bill and several others that were ultimately deemed too costly for the state as California grapples with a projected multi-billion-dollar deficit for years to come.
We have to balance our budget every single year. Like every family who sits down at the kitchen table and has to balance their checkbook. That's what we have to do here in the state. It's what the electorate demands of us, so we have to make tough calls.
But lawmakers on the committee did pass about 2/3 of the bills that went before them, including SB 1061. It will prevent medical debt from being included in Californians' credit scores and credit reports.
No one should have their line of credit ruined for accessing necessary medical care.
Other bills that passed include one by Bakersfield Republican Senator Shannon Grove to classify the solicitation of a minor for sex as a felony. Although she remains frustrated with amendments forced onto the bill she says will in essence exclude 16 and 17-year-olds from protections in the legislation. Several bills to regulate artificial intelligence also passed, and so did 3 reparations bills for descendants of enslaved black Americans. One of the proposals by Gardena Senator Stephen Bradford will create what will be known as the California American Freedmen Affairs Agency, in charge of overseeing the reparations process statewide.
It's important, and I hope it sends a signal not only to California but to the rest of the nation that this is a priority, and that not only California is watching but the nation's watching. So we're excited about it.
As for the bills that did advance, they next head to the floor for a final vote. With approval from there, they'll make it to the governor's desk. At the state capitol, Eitan Wallace, 17 News.